that's the interesting thing to why we actually started our business. Because my background has been leading growth of startups. Adam's has been building the products and software related to startups as well. And so I just saw that we saw that there's just such a unique gap in a siloing between growth and sales and actual product and development. And so when we meet with somebody who is really excited, we mentioned something really similar where it's like, okay, you want software as a service. Let's do service as a service.
Yeah.
Like let's focus
prove
on
the concept.
Yeah, let's focus on I focus on validation over product every time. Can you take this thing that you have as an idea into code and just be the butler, be the thing that implements that? Yep. And if you have the validation through actually implementing the service in some janky way, then guess what? I can guarantee that on the back end, this is going to relate really easily into creating the software. And by the way, this also tells us the roadmap, because then you start to hit all these roadblocks and you go, "Ooh, I just wish I could do this," or "Ooh, I wish that we could do that." And then just through a level of experience as a non-technical founder, the roadmap opens up, the validation opens up, and the clarity becomes much more obvious.
Yeah. I worked with a bootstrapped startup founder, I don't know, many years ago, who did this sort of mechanical Turk kind of thing where I don't know exactly, I'm going to guess at this, it's been so long, but he basically created like a landing page, probably like lead pages or something. And it was for photographers to get a mobile app, air quotes. And really it was a responsive website that they could install on the home screen. So so it was like, okay, photographers, like mobile app. So he was not technical, but he was technical, but he was I guess foolhardy enough or excited enough about mobile that he just figured it out. He Googled around. Stack Overflow was big back then, and he figured out how to make a home screen installable web app on an iPhone. I don't even think Android was a thing yet. And so it was awesome. And he sold a ton of them. And then he was making these things around the clock manually, hand by hand. They would send him they would upload photos, and he'd be like, like making these things like a maniac. And so, so then a software person comes along and the product writes itself. It's like, here's obviously what we have to do. Like, here's the finished product that he made by hand. Just do that, but make it so that he doesn't have to do it by hand. Right. So it's almost like, I like that service as a service, and then you like automate it with software, and it becomes software as a service. That, to me, that is the absolute 100%. I do that now with my business.
Yeah.
Before I create a course and record all these videos and then launch to crickets, I'll say like, what would anybody be interested in a webinar on the course I'm thinking about making? If no one is, then I'm not going to make the course. But if a ton of people are, not only am I going to make the course, but having that interaction, the direct interaction with people who would eventually be anonymous buyers, I can make the course better because I get all of their questions in real time, and then I can put that improve the material, and then record videos, and then it's guaranteed to sell. 100% guaranteed to sell.
Yeah. It's almost like you need to slow down. You need to be a little bit more manual before you try to automate, because automating too soon is it's a blunder. It's an unforced
it's an
error.
anti-pattern.